Oh, I think we're live. Pretty sure we are. Why does it say we're offline? It's not very promising. Not very promising at all. Are we live? I think we're live. It says we're live, but YouTube doesn't say we're live. YouTube should say that. I feel like it should let me know that. It has in the past. Hey, it says we're live now. Excellent. What is going on, Internet? Scott Balkum here from Imagination Creation Films, and today, well, we're just kind of hanging out and chatting and just, talking about filmmaking, talking about what you want to talk about, talking about what I want to talk about, perhaps smoking a few cigars along the way, drinking some fancy beverages, talking about lighting, cameras, you name it. Just, want to sit back, have a good time. Working on the multicam setup. We now have the overhead. So now we can talk about money. Yeah. And then we have the overall studio view. Well, it's half the studio, but, now you can get a feel for how everything is. Jason H., how are you, sir? I kind of playing around here. I've got the, it's this side. So right over here, we got the chat now up. So we can see you right there saying hello. And hello to you. And I really didn't need the external, what the thing about money is? You can always make more. And you are 100% charged that fate. So get out there and make a little bit more. You didn't need the dummy battery. So you bought 3 128 gig cards, yep. Or the laptop. Wow, you did spend some money, didn't you? Did you get that one laptop you sent me the link on? That gets a patented Santa roll. Maybe. Oh, there he is. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah. That's just pretty silly, isn't it? Oh, the things that I do to waste my own time. Or the drone. You bought a drone. What did you buy? Oh, you said you bought, what was, Asus laptop, yep. And the drone you said was, it was not a DJI, it was something else, right? That's kind of cool. So I've got this new little Stream Deck deal that allows me to quickly change. That's going to make me mad because it's not centered here, but if I center it onto the wood, now it's not centered on the screen. Oh, troubles. I should fix that. You know what? I'm going to fix that live on the air, and we're going to just make life just a little bit happy. Maybe. I feel like I want to. We're getting so close. Oh no, too far. Right. Oh yeah. There we go. Good times. Amy, man, how come you're not out here? We should be shooting something. Come on, I gotta leave tomorrow, and I got all day today. We should be shooting. What are you doing? Bring your shoes. Come on, let's have a good time. Back to the main. Hey, Jamie. This is for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Ekin H9. I'm not familiar with that one. Let me look that up real quick. What I need to know, Ekin H9. Will that show up as tab? Oh, it did. Cool. Waterproof. Interesting. Oh, this is oh, and an action cam. Okay, Blue Bug 3. No thanks. Oh, I just did that live. Everyone's going to know that I didn't give to a charity. I give. I don't publicize it. Blue Bug 3. Let's see what that is. Oh, that's interesting. It's a racing drone. No, wait, that's not right. That's a Bug 6. I guess it's not on here. We will then go to the Googles and type in Blue Bug 6. And Bugs 6, cheap racing quadcopter. Nah, you're going to be playing some tricks now. So that was it. That's the Drocon Bug 6. Okay. Interesting. Can you put a camera on there? Two-directional. It's interesting. Mom is in town from Dallas. Hey, Jamie's mom. That was gross. It was not gross. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's why I was sporting the full-on beard. Yeah, I'm not downloading your full-on. Okay. So we got had to think economically. Yeah, I get that. I can't fault there. You did buy an action cam. Now, I'm interested to see what you're planning on doing with the action cam. Someone who's just now getting into video and all of a sudden you're buying gadgets. Woo! You're going to have to exercise a little thing we like to call self-control. Really hard to do, though. Really hard to do. I have almost no experience in exercising self-control, so I can't assist you on that. So what's going on out there in the world of the internet? We've got represented by England. We've represented by North Austin with representation from Dallas, but I'm sure she's watching after that, right? Or you just can't stop watching, can you, Jamie? You can't stop watching. You can't stop. You can't stop. We'll put some music to it. Yeah. That's good stuff. You know, we like to have fun. That's what we all like to do in life. Jim, what's up? Self-control is for the birds. You are correct. And birds do not have self-control, judging by my windshield. Jason H. says, I'm going to, and I don't have to read who this is now because I'm actually putting on the live stream the actual chat so people can actually read for themselves, which I think is a good thing. Y'all let me know if you like that or not. I can go either way. I'm happy to do so. Look at that. Studio cam, woo! That is, I got 3 cameras going. GH5, G7, and the A7R2. And that one's on a Rokinon, like 12 millimeter fisheye. Then they got the overhead here, which really just needs something. There we go. In the future of Vegas, it's upside down. There we go. And that happened. So let's see, Jim, yeah. Let's see here. You just unsubscribed. Really? I lost another one due to a live stream? That is not good. That is not good. Just downloaded Hit Film Express Film. Yep, that's a good one. It's free. Or did you go? You got Express. That's the free one. And yeah, that is a great all-inclusive. They're really kind of giving everybody a run for their money because they now have both a Windows and a Mac version of it. And it's fairly intuitive. They have a lot of videos on their website on how to do it. Also, If you go to the YouTube channel Film Riot, they've done quite a few partnerships with Hit Film on how to do like advanced stuff. But it's kind of fun to see what they can do with just simple editing, and it's not even a simple editor. That was my mom. What was your mom? What was? I don't understand. What was your mom? Garmin Ultra 30. Garmin Ultra 30. What is that? What are you having me look? Garmin. Oh, that's an action cam, isn't it? I think it is. How old is Jamie? Jamie's young. Jamie is youthful, but Jamie is also wise in his years. Action cam, okay, Garmin Ultra 30, yeah. I mean, if I'm going to buy an action cam, I'm probably still buying a GoPro today. That being said, I'm probably not buying the latest and greatest just because I don't think it's worth it. Jamie is old. Jamie's in his 20s, but Jamie is in the education system in America. And so Jamie is an intelligent, young, but youthful, but aged person. And so, yeah, that's Jamie. He's at least he's not 60. Jamie works for the man. No, Jamie works for the man teaching the man's kids, right? That's what Jamie does. Let's see here. We got five watching. It's kind of interesting. Video output low, is it? That's fine. We're outputting good. Hey, Tyler. Good afternoon, sir. It is an afternoon. Yeah, it is afternoon. How are you, man? Which man does Jameson work for? Just a generic The Man, I think. Yeah, it sounds scary. He's all about making himself sound all scary. And oh, man, Jamie, come on, man. Don't be doing that. That ain't right. Every time you do something like that, you get that. So you just think about that before you try to pull that. No, we ain't doing that. So let's see. Tyler, what are you doing, man? It's Saturday. Yesterday I got my extended boosted board battery. Finally, it showed up, and it is significantly heavier than the other one. It's not 2x either. It's also interesting because the regular size one is 98 watt hours, I believe. The new one, which has twice the range, is 257 watt hours. How does that math work? Something's a little strange there. But I don't know. It wasn't an easy swap because you actually have to add risers to it. They want it raised up off the ground now because I guess it hangs down so low. So yeah, the Donald, the orange, the Cheeto, as non-Donald loving people like to call him. All Lives Matter subscribes. Subscribe to my channel. But actually, all of y'all are good followers and have already subscribed. Hopefully, with the Gen 3, they can make a battery a faster swap. Yeah, that would be cool if they could do just kind of like a quick, like a 3-stud mount as opposed to a V-mount version, and then have them be under 100 watt hours so you could actually take them on a plane. The thing that kind of concerns me about boosted is their pricing is still the same while everybody else is coming out with much, much cheaper versions, which, I mean, I get there's engineering involved, but also the head guy who started it is not really there anymore. So somebody is I guess, not happy with boosted. So I got a survey from them asking about all it's new technologies they should be creating, like bicycles, cars. That seems like a strange place for them to go. So, yes. So Tyler, what have you been working on? Jamie, I thought you were. You know, you should get your mother to film you running. She just drive the car, just hold the camera out like this, and then that way you can get your jog in. Yep, yep. Um, so Jason, so you've bought a bunch of gear now. So the question is, are you learning it? You got a lot on your plate right now. You're probably still downloading updates for your Asus laptop. You got to learn how to use HitFilm. You've got 2 cameras now. Are you going to buy a suction cup mount and mount it to your car so you can drive around with it? Yeah, that's a fun thing to do. Where's my case? I have a GoPro case full of tons of various GoPro mounts over there. It's it's over there by the light. Keep forgetting I have an overhead or the room camera. Had a couple of shoots this week, one for Tastemade and one for Floor Sports and their CrossFit website. CrossFit is fun. Jim and I did a just kind of a fun little quick shoot with a CrossFit, and I really learned a lot about CrossFit at that time, and it was that is a lot of exercise happening in a short period of time. Flow Sports does some really cool videos. That's probably because Tyler's doing them. Yeah, interesting. Let's see. Recording a review tomorrow. Going to use my new iPhone attachment lens. Did you buy the not the Oleo, but the other one? What do they call it's got a strange name. They're like $100. It's like I cannot think of the term that they call them. Tyler works for the man like you work for the man. He does what he's told to do creatively. So we don't do the hookup kind of thing. It's a hard thing to do. Magnet mount outside for the top of camera. Interesting. This came from Sandmark. They sent me one for review. Sandmark. I have not heard of Sandmark. Who is Sandmark? Sandmark iPhone, DJI, and GoPro accessories. Moment. Moment is the lens that everybody loves because it's actually really nice glass that they put on there, but it's very expensive. So what lens did it come with? There's iPhone photography, view collection. Ooh. So theirs is it's not clip-on, is it? It has a case that you have to put on there. Yeah, that's just this is a knockoff of the Moment lenses. Do they have an iPhone X? Let's see, iPhone X wide. I mean, I would think they'd be okay for just normal use. But I mean, I think there are just limits to what iPhones can do. I mean, the best camera, of course, is the one you have on you, but I don't know. That seems kind of weird. Let's see. It comes with clips and case. And it looks to be $189, which I believe is about the same price as the Moment Shop. Mobile photography. They may have need in live production, but as far as films department, we just hired someone. Yeah, Tyler, I think what he wants is, so Jamie, he's a runner, like a marathon type runner, and he has a channel where he does running shoe reviews, and I think he's wanting to get hooked up into the sports side to represent for them, review their stuff, that kind of stuff. As my guess is what he. But you never know with Jamie. He might be just jumping full bore in there. He's actually got a good creative eye, so he I wouldn't be shocked if he was asking for that. So does Jason. Jason's got that eye. I can't wait to see what he does with video. Did you try time lapse again, Jason, with the longer shutter speed? Yeah, there's the moment lenses macro. Yeah, that might be interesting. Superfish. I don't want a fisheye on my. Is there an all? Aren't FlowTrack and MileSplit the same now? We're getting all geeked out here on sports. Yeah, those are expensive. Things got confusing once TX running left MileSplit. Tyler, man, next time you need anybody on set, I'll PA for you. I'll grip for you. I got no beef. I'll do whatever's needed. If you ever need anybody, just let me know. What's everybody got planned for this weekend? It's St. Patty's Day. I'm clearly wearing green. So yeah, I mean, you're going to bed. Yeah, Jamie, that's what you're going to get every time. Every time. Every time. You're a disruptor. You're a disruptor. Oh, don't be like that, Jamie. No, I mean, really. Don't be like that. Don't. Y'all don't mind if I enjoy a delicious cigar, do you? I was just kidding. I wasn't really asking permission. So I've got the audio and really. Man, I gotta clean this thing. Finally got the audio all worked out. So I have these little devices. They're like $80 on Amazon, and they allow an HDMI capture, and you can't have two of them plugged into the same port or the same hub or the same USB channel because they have no differentiation between each other. So then I had to buy what Levi Allen is running up in Canada, and go check out his channel if you are in the mood, because Levi's cool. Let's see here. I will link to his channel only because the dude is tall. Left Coast. Click the right button. So it's Left Coast Adventure Filmmaking. He did a series on slacklining where they slackline across like these giant canyons. It's wild. I don't know how he has the gumption to do that, but check out his channel. He's growing like crazy. He's got 47,000 subscribers now, and he's really kind of out there just pumping it. But Levi is a really good guy, really tall. I think he's taller than me, actually. But yeah, so he was using the Elgato capture, and he's having really good luck with that, which is what is on, well, it's now on the GH5, which I can now do 24 frames a second on. These only do 30 frames a second. And then I got this Stream Deck thing right here. Ooh, I could do this. Wow, look at that. So the Stream Deck allows me to choose. Yeah, yeah, that's for you, Jamie. It allows you to choose all your scenes with OBS, which is pretty slick. Because now I can just click buttons rather than try to grab my mouse and make it happen. You stop unsubscribing. Man, I can't handle this. I don't have any subscriptions as it is. If anybody hasn't, so please do. I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000, mostly because it's a good milestone to get to. Hey, it's working. Let's see. And Tyler does the creative side. Excellent. Nothing like a Saturday morning or afternoon. I did sleep a little late. I was up late last night trying to get all this stuff working. So let's see here. Absolutely, Scott. Scott, anything comes up, I'll definitely let you know. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man. Who do you got winning at WrestleMania? I don't do WrestleMania. I can't do that stuff. It's weird for me. I don't do that. I don't do the octagon or the cage matches or any of that stuff. It was never my thing. I was probably a little too much of a nerd back then. Yeah, he's got 47,000. I met him last year at NAB for the first time. We chatted a couple times online. Just a super nice guy. Undertaker, isn't that dude in his 50s? Jim's going to join in for the SmackDown. The guy who wore the all green sweatsuit says WrestleMania is weird. Uh-huh. I'm proud of it, too. You just keep it up, man. Just keep it up. It's your personal punishment. Well, he first appeared when I was watching wrestling as a kid, something like 30 years ago at this point. Man, I'm afraid this chair's going to break. Y'all like my new chair? It's heavy duty, really, 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 really big. You forgot to buy a sucker and now it's too late. I only bought a magnet. You know, what do you mean it's too late? I mean, I guess it's late at night, but I mean, you can, there's tomorrow, right? I didn't see, did you, done already? Yeah, Jason, you never said whether or not you had tried a new time lapse or not. I'd be interested to see your results. I was, oops. I was thinking if things got boring on here, I would just review my old videos. They're so bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, these are so bad. I have some really, really old ones, too. Deleted video. What are those? Oh, I know what those are, yeah. I need to remove those, don't I? Remove. Yep. Can't get off Amazon. Traveling abroad? Where are you going, man? Yeah, Tyler, I know how you feel. What's sad with me is that I kept going in and out of filmmaking over the years. So every time I get back into it, mostly because I needed to support a family, but every time I'd get back into it, I had to start over again. And so my ideas were kind of bad. I mean, I'm not saying they're good now, but I mean, like, check this out. This was, this was my my foray for a Christmas a Christmas video. This is back 5 years ago. It was right after Miley Cyrus did her
Thank you and Merry Christmas.
her bad dance at the, I think it was the MTV Music Awards, where she was messing around with that giant foam finger.
It's from the award show. You're the best father. Merry Christmas.
So bad. Take shots because I need to learn. Yeah. You need to learn by taking shots. That is the only way you're ever going to be really good at anything. Takes a lot of takes a lot of dedication just doing your craft, doing it over and over again, learning from your mistakes and moving on. What Miley Cyrus, the spawn of Satan. Here's a clip from it where this was me really not understanding lighting again, and then just a little over vignetting.
Deck the halls with boughs of holy sugar cookies. Timmy O'Toole. Putting X-Lax in the cookies again.
Oh, so bad. That is brown crayon, by the way. It is not real. Unsubscribe. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, oddly enough, this video is where that came from. Yeah, here it is. Another one. Chrome. So bad. Everybody was younger back then. I got no shame anymore. I have no excuses either. Hey, Mick, right? Mick? Hope you're doing great. I do hope you're well as well. Who is the lady? Which one? Because they're all my family. So my wife and my two daughters are in there. The let's see here. That one, that's my wife right there. That one is my oldest daughter. That's my daughter. She's actually now 17, so not quite young anymore. Hello. There we go. That was weird. Tony, good morning from Australia, sir. Good afternoon from Texas. We need to collaborate. You know, we can do a international collaboration. I'm all good for that. Why not? We can get everybody from Australia, get everybody from Europe. We can get everybody from Texas. Just throw a giant collaboration video, and everyone will just kind of step away and say, "Oh no, I had nothing to do with this." We'll all be embarrassed for our own parts. Need to up my game, and we'll collaborate. Have decides. Let's see here. Let me go back to this was a if y'all don't know Film Riot their channel, which does a lot of great filmmaking stuff. And Ryan is a super cool dude. He did these challenges, and this was way back like 2013. And I just I just got a slider and was just trying to find a use for it. And come on, there we go. And so I was trying to slide with the motion, but there was absolutely no motivation in those slides. So it looks kind of really silly. It's also super wide. really, really. Oh, hey, look, who has a cigar in their hand? This was supposed to be a Spielberg challenge. So I put this one together. This is all practical. There's no computer or anything in this. I'm not exactly pleased with it. That was done with fishing line and my mother pulling it up. That was my aunt and uncle holding a 1K light with a yellow gel on it on the outside.
Well, that's not gonna get the guns.
That is the yellow light with palm leaves in front of it. Okay, so there was a little bit of CG. I did do a muzzle flash in there. So bad. So bad. So bad. Is just going live. Tony, you're, let's see, let's go to, I took on board some of your idea and had been made so the implementation didn't happen until the end. Well, let's see. When is it going live? Let's see here. Oh, copy link. Check out Tony's video when it comes live. Here, let's see. Mic review 5 minutes ago. Oh, you really did. No views. I'm gonna give you the first view. You really did just go live.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tony Edwards Photography. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Well, they've finally arrived. They're right here. Good old Aussie post.
I'm gonna skip through just to kind of get an idea here.
Today are some brand.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got the perfect blue screen. You can totally key yourself. Okay, yeah, boy. Yeah. So we don't lie.
Well,
Let's see. That's a nice case.
of the
That's big. Boya. Tyler, have you ever used the Boyas?
to the camera and
No. You have to. I guess if you added that sound effect, they'd probably.
let's see if that actually
There we go.
works. I'm around about 10 meters from the camera now.
Once again, nice shirt.
Brought my trusty dog.
I gotta get where you're buying your shirts. I gotta get some of those shirts.
Mr. Buddy. So we'll go over here. And all the 30-meter mark.
Sounds like your mic is a little hot. Like if you can turn down on the microphone itself, on the wireless pack, turn down your input audio.
On that sports ovals.
Because when you kind of get that sound in there, it's because it's clipping the microphone.
You can have two people talk at the same time.
Good range.
Actually, sportscast. You could, if there was a
Yep, okay. That's analog channeling. You can hear it with the static.
whether it's football, soccer, league, union,
Not bad though.
darts, lawn tennis,
Where's your body pack at?
thing. 50-meter mark now.
Tyler, I haven't either, but
Wave.
hey, nice train. Over there videoing that train. I like trains.
Way past the 50-meter mark. I must have been about the 75. 100 meters out just here. In case you don't realise, I'm not really much. So I'm walking back now and talking.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of analog static going in there.
But hey, the heck.
I bet if you were standing still, you probably wouldn't have so much problem. It'd just be your channel that you're on. I'm not sure how many channels they have. Yeah, I would look to see if you can change. Hey, look at there, Video Mic Pro. You got two telephones. I'm going to get my telephone. I need a telephone on my desk. I'm getting my telephone. That's what I'm doing. I can't not have a telephone on my desk now. You've inspired me, A, with your shirt, and B, with your telephone. Gotta have a telephone. Definitely. There you go, telephone. I do like the lamp. You got stuff on your desk. That's cool. Are you able to pull your desk out any further? Let's see. Yeah, just a little bit of stuff on your desk gives you just a little bit more character. I seem to have turned on my lights. There we go. I'm back. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, the microphone doesn't sound that bad. Definitely need to figure out if you could turn down the input on it. Let's see here. Armed like an army. I'm now from, let's see, don't lie, never used them in my pocket. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to put some shelves behind with stuff. Yeah, I mean, the problem with shelves is they just start to accumulate stuff. Hello? I love my old telephones. But, you know, for the cool factor, though, you got to get you a nice IP telephone. Because Cisco IP phones, they're the latest version of the phone world. Turn this around. That's awesome. Yeah, good job on the video. Using those wireless more and more, you're going to, as you play them back, you're going to hear yourself better or worse, better or worse. And what was it you were editing in, Tony? I don't remember if you were using Premiere or not. I think you were, and I think, yeah, I got to do loving all the streams lately. Will, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. We have we've added in a few things. Every time Jameson Michael comes in and makes a bad joke, yeah, we get that. Yeah. No shame. Okay, Adobe, Tony. Good. So, you know, I think, do I have it still open? I do have it open. Let me add real quick. Let me do this one. Video capture window. What I can do here. So, I mean, yeah, it's really hard to see in here, but I want to show you on the audio, Tony, what you can do. This has no audio, does it? Wow. All right. So, I can't show on that. So, do I have any other audio clips? Import. What's on my desktop? Santa roll. No. Well, Panasonic right here. Let's see what this is. Okay, well, it's horrible. This is when I first got my Zenune. Well, let me import something a little bit newer than that. Maybe outside. Okay. Okay, so this has audio, or does it? Yeah, it does. Okay. So I can delete that, and we're going to take this down, drag in the audio. So what I wanted to show you, Tony, was things you can do. Actually, it has no audio, does it? It's in slow motion. So it has no audio, but it actually has an empty audio track. But, hold on. Let me find a, I didn't say anything. Fair enough. Deny, let's see here. Let me find, I think I have on my desktop, Jamie, I may have, yeah. Jamie, do you mind if I use a quick clip from your doc? I won't play more than about a second of it. I just want the audio so I can improve that audio here. Would that be okay, sir? I won't play the Santa Claus for 5 minutes, if you say yes. It belongs to you, so I can't just do it. He's a Miley Cyrus fan. 1097 in the old. So let's see here. Oh no, what did I just do? I hope I didn't just do that. That would have been awesome. I just dragged that video clip to my mother. I don't have your permission. Send me $1 and you have full rights. I'm gonna push the button. I'm going to push the button. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a drink real fast while you decide. Let's just switch it to the studio camera. There we go. Nice. I'm going to refill my beverage real quick while you decide whether or not I need to pay that $1. Hey, Jamie, what does your mother think of your YouTubing? She's probably more proud of your school than YouTubing. And mothers tend to be wanting that. But you never know. Your mom could be so much cooler than other moms. Not to say your mom's not cool, but you know what I mean. Got my beverage. I'm back. I'm back. All right. Fine. You don't have to pay. She just subscribed. Okay, so here is the clip that we're going to do. I just want to take it out. Let me just play a little bit of it.
My husband's mom had wanted us all to do. It was to support breast cancer, one of her best friends.
Okay, cool. Got a little clip here. And we are, oh, I don't have this, do I? I need to add it. All right, so we have this little clip. This is not fitting. Oops. Sorry, I'm gonna conform it. This is modifying on the fly, really. Well, it's okay, so you can see the clip here, and then we're going to be listening to the audio. So this is the clip, and Tony and anybody else who's interested, this is how you clean up audio. JB, nobody wants to see you. hold on. Relight time. I talk too much. Oh, I'm going to be smoking a bunch of these this coming week. Oh, like a candle in the wind. Okay. So, here's the clip right here.
My husband's mom had wanted us all to do was to support breast cancer.
It's not jumpy time. Gosh, you can't hear that very well, can you? That's sad. See if... Well, we don't really care so much about hearing it as... Well, we do care, but... Oh, hold on. Sorry. Trying to get so much in such a short period of time makes Scott a dull boy. All right, see, Jason H. Jameson relationship with his mom, interest in Spielberg. All right, so we've got this audio clip here, and she's far away. If we look over, which I will have to then move up, okay, what we really care about here are these meters. So when you're playing back your audio, you can already tell, I keep clicking on the wrong thing, but you can already tell right in this area, you see the waveforms are not very tall, which means the audio level is not very high. As we watch over on the audio meter on the right,
To support breast cancer, one of her
you can see it's not reaching full potential. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the, and I'm going to move it over so you can all see. We're going to click on the audio itself, and then we're going to go up here to effects. And we don't need video effects right now. We're going to go to audio effects. So over here in your effects panel, go to audio effects. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go to dynamics process. Wait, is it? Yep. Wrong one. That's the wrong one. Hold on. 1 second. Read this. It's too small. Okay, single band compressor. That's what we want. In the single band compressor, what a compressor does is it will prevent your audio from peaking. Now, it doesn't help you if you clipped while you're recording. So, Tony, in your case, where your mic was too hot, it can't fix that. You can kind of mask it a little bit, but you can't undo that, so it's always better to protect it when you're recording. So what a compressor does is as it reaches that top peak on the, I really want to move this. There we go, right there. Well, as it reaches the top, it will actually automatically attenuate by whatever percentage you or decibels you ask it to. Downward. So what that means is you're going to be able to increase the volume of your whole track while not, when you hit like P's, pa, 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 and you get that pop, it will bring those down. So if we click on the compressor, we click edit, we're going to go in here, and fortunately for all of us beginners out there, they have some built-in profiles, which are great. So you can use the vocal boost voice over. Now what the voice over is one of the ones I just saved my project, cool. So what this is saying here is anything at -16 decibels. So distortion happens at 0, and digital distortion is not pretty. Pushed up on the slider and all audio. Yep, Tony, this is going to push it even further. Also, stop me along the way if you have any questions about what I'm explaining. I may go a little too fast. I do that sometimes, but So what it does is right here, oh, you can't see it. That's not cool. That's not cool. Hold on. 1 second. Let me change this. That's not fair. Hold on. I need to adjust this. We can do display capture. We'll do here. This can get dangerous here very quickly. And then we will do that. Did that work or not? It did work. Okay. Take that off. Take that there. Put that back on. Now you can see me. Okay. All right. So here we have, oops. Once again, choosing the wrong window. So we have the compressor right here. Now, you just click on Edit, and that will give you the compressor specifications. Now, right here, this is telling you at which point the compressor is going to start applying its formula. And so right now it's set to negative 16 decibels. So as the, can I fit this? Y'all tell me, ooh, no, that didn't work. Display capture. Can I crop? No. To window. That didn't work. None. Okay. It's not going to work. As the audio, sorry, jumping around a lot. As the audio on the level indicator on your far right, hopefully you have that added, as it approaches, let me do this. Ha, finally. I can make this happen. I can do it. There we go. All right, hopefully you can see that. Can y'all read that? Is that streaming okay on the live stream? Hopefully, yes, give me a thumbs up down at on the chat section if we're good. Okay, so right here, negative 16. So as you're watching the level meter here, as it's playing back, which I'm on the wrong screen.
Wanted us all to do it was to support breast cancer. One of her best.
You can see that the levels are never even getting close because it is just not, the volume is not loud enough. So we've got it at negative 16. The next one is the ratio. The ratio is right now set to 8:1. What the ratio means is that for every decibel that goes over negative 16 decibels, it is going to reduce that by a factor of 8. The attack is how quickly it responds, which is 5 milliseconds, and the release is how slowly it releases the attenuation. So if I go puh, that's fast enough to trigger it. It will attenuate it by, let's say it spiked 4 decibels. It will attenuate it by 8 times 4 is 32 decibels down. So it'll bring it way down really fast. Now what that can do for you, you have an output gain. Now I could crank this bad boy up. So now, as we watch.
Wanted us all to do it was to support breast cancer.
You can see the little red there. That means I clipped. So 21 decibels gain is too much. But let's go to 17 and let's reset our clip and then go back here.
Wanted us all to do it was to support breast cancer. One of her best.
Okay, so we maintained below negative 2 decibels, which is fine. You want it to be about negative 1 is your max. So by doing this, you have now done some dynamics processing, which is your compressor, which will allow it to even out. So when she's quiet, you can hear her.
Wanted us all to do it was to support breast cancer. One of her best friends.
It is, when she talks quieter, it's not affecting it, but the output of her speaking quiet is now gained 17.5 decibels. So you get a night. Hold on 1 second. I need to add this. Configure Stream Deck. Just 1 second. I need to add a scene right here so I can quickly switch between these. I apologize once again for my lack of preparation, but you never know what you're going to talk about. So I've got that, and now I can go to, there we go. Okay. So that is the first thing you want to do when you're doing audio. You can add this to your audio track itself. So if you have like one troubling audio channel, man, relight time, talk too much. So if you have one channel or one track, maybe one recording that was just not good and the rest of them were fine, then you can apply that compressor to just the audio track itself, or you can apply it to the entire channel, which I do all the time. So for instance, when I am doing one of my little videos where I talk, I will apply it not to the actual individual track down here. I will apply it to the entire mixer. So I go to Audio Mixer right here, and you can see this is track 1. I'm going to toggle this down. Now up here, you can add these effects right here. So we can choose a drop down. We're going to do amplitude and compressor, and we're going to do a single band compressor. Now, if you double click on this, you get the exact same settings right here. We're going to do voiceover. We're going to change this one up to, say, 17, which is where we had it. All right, there, 18, perfect. Okay, now anything that I drag onto this audio channel will have to comply to it. So when I'm doing my just sit here and talks, or I'm sitting at the chair, it's always the same video, and it's always going to be the same microphone. So I just keep dragging them down there, and I apply all my effects to the actual channel mix itself, as opposed to the individual item. So we're going to go back here, and because I've added it to the channel, I'm going to delete it off of this track. Now you can see
My husband's mom.
it still has added that compressor. Are y'all following me? Did I lose anybody? There's been no conversation. I'm getting scared now. Oh, I just caught up. Wow. What just happened? Top chat, live chat. Okay. You're doing it as I do. Got it. Good call. This is how we learn. Okay. All just listening. Got it. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not tuning anybody out. I care. All right. So we're gonna go back to there. Cool. This is working. I like this. This live streaming. All right. The next thing that I do on my audio is I provide a little equalizing. So different voices are affected differently, and you need to kind of listen to see what things should and should not be attenuated or boosted. Because my voice right here, anywhere between 100 and say 25 hertz, which is towards the bass but not bass, in up to about 200 hertz, is really loud coming out of my voice, and it is Jason, dude, you can do this. You look what you did with photography in like one day. You can do this. You got this. Don't worry. You don't hate your life. You can do this. I believe in you, like crazy. I do. All right. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add equalizer. I'm going to add this on to the track mixer, like I said, but you can also add it to the individual. So if you have I'll give you a good example. Let's say you're interviewing someone and your voice and their voice have two separate audio tracks. So you would add this, if it's only you two on these two channels, you would add these to the two different mixers, and you would have a setting for me and a setting for her. If you had 3 or 4 different people in there, you probably would just add them to the actual clips themselves. But in this case, I'm just going to add them to the mixer. Like I said, and Tony, in your case, you would just add them to the mixer too, because you're just one person talking. So we're going to go back up here, and now we're going to add an equalizer. And you know, this is what's really cool about like Adobe and even HitFilm. They give you this stuff for free. A lot of these things used to cost. I used to pay a lot of money for these plugins, but now they give them to you for free. So we're going to add a parametric equalizer. Now, what this does is this is going to show a spectrum, now we can see it, of your audio as it is playing back. Let's see if it'll, come on. There we go. So if we play.
All to do it was to support breast cancer, one of her best.
Okay, perfect example. All right, so now we can see what her voice looks like as it's recorded. So you can see she actually has some right here at about 500 hertz, which is oddly the sound of an old telephone. She has some peaks. That is her fundamental tone of her voice. She also has some fairly good resonance all the way down, and then she kind of rolls off in the high. But highs, the upper part of the spectrum is what gives clarity when we speak, all the little that like as we're talking. So we want to kind of boost those. Now, this example I'm going to use, I'm going to try to mute. Hey, mute worked. Now I can no longer have to cough in front of you. Okay, so I'm going to use a preset and then I'm going to modify it. You can learn to do this. This is not photography. This is some deep stuff. You can do it, Jason. Dude, you can do a, Jason's asking if he can do a documentary on the 1442. Yeah, the camera you have on you is the best thing you have. So use it. Don't be afraid. I mean, I have my stills camera that I have, the little Fuji. It has one lens. It has only one focal length. I bought it because I wanted to spend more time framing properly rather than just zooming like crazy, and that probably looked a little vulgar, you know, trying to be a little too crazy with the zoom. So use the lens that you got, do it, put it out there, and then move on. Learn from what you did. Learn to find out if you actually need it or not. You'll be fine. Don't panic. What MPEG size should I use? MPEG. I would not be using MPEG. I would be using H.264. That is what all of these Panasonics and Sonys and all of them record. 264, which is what Blu-ray is. I would use that as one of the most efficient codecs. All right. So back to the audio. So I'm going to use a preset that they have in here called Vocal Enhancer. The Vocal Enhancer, what it's going to do is it's going to boost the high end and give a little bit of boost to the low end. So it gave a little boost here, and it rolls it off on the here. Now, a lot of phones, they have like a what they call a low frequency roll off, around 75 decibels, and it gives it a nice roll off so that if you put that sound of the P where it has a lot of air pressure behind it will actually cause the diaphragm on the microphone to move real fast, which will cause a just really loud bump. So if you have that roll off on there, then that goes away. Also, you put a compressor, if you captured it, you put a compressor on there, that will keep it level. And then we're going to go into the equalizer and we're going to pull down the low frequency to just get rid of it. frame size. Shoot in 1080. It's fast and easy. Just do that. Shoot just standard HD. Okay. So we have here these various points. A parametric equalizer, if you've seen the old equalizers that, go back to here, the old equalizers that were like this, and you had all these little sliders and everything, each one of those slider is a band, and it's a specific frequency, but it's set. You can't alter it. So it's 1K, it's 2K, it's 4K, it's 8K. You can't alter it. A parametric equalizer, what you can do is you can change what the exact frequency is. You can then change, is it a single spike, is it a cone, or is it a very broad frequency that it's going to affect as you boost it or lower it? That is your frequency, your gain. Let's go back here. There we go. And so you have frequency, you have your gain, so you can raise or lower it. Then you have the Q, and the Q is the width of that. So let's take one really badly and as an example. So we're going to add 2 right here. So 2 is right here. You can see the number corresponds here. I'm going to boost this gain like crazy because we really don't care. I'm going to undo it here in just a minute. You can see I boosted it to 1 or 13 decibels. The Q is actually set at 2. So if I broaden it or narrow it, so if I really just want, like my voice has a very specific bad sound at like 140. So I will go in and I will take that 140 and I will do a very, very high Q and I pop it down like that. Now I've gotten rid of that exact frequency, but only that frequency. All right, there we go, turn it off. Okay. So picture settings, shoot natural. The reason you shoot natural is because it looks okay as is, and you can color it a little bit in post. So if you run out of time and you just need to run it as is, you can. Okay, so we're going to take her voice here, and I want to do that low frequency roll off because I believe right here, and I know for a fact in that room we had a lot of air conditioning noise going on. Jamie, you should have heard that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this gain. So the middle ones here are individual bands, and then these far ones. This is a low frequency cut, and this is a high frequency cut over here. And what that is it's a shelving, as they call it, filter. So it basically, from whatever frequency you set it at, it just tilts it up or tilts it down. Everything bass is going to get tilted down from that point. And then the same thing with the treble, everything would be the other way. So I'm going to go here to this frequency and I'm going to pull it to probably about 100. And then I'm going to change this gain down to about a 24. Now you see what that did is this is the light blue is the 60 by 9 U2 standard. Yeah, 60 by 9, absolutely. So the faded blue is the actual audio that you recorded. The bright blue line is what I'm affecting it. So you can see now when I play this back, everything from this point down, this all audio is going to be gone, which means that room, that sound of the air flowing is going to be gone. Now, she also has right here, so I'm going to take this guy. Nope, I'm not going to take this guy. I'm going to take this 3. There's 4. Okay, so I'm going to take this guy right here, and I'm going to change him over to right about here. Now you can see I'm matching this peak right here. Now I'm going to just attenuate it ever so slightly because I want to get rid of the that little spike right there, just because I know that telephone sound doesn't always sound the best when it comes through. Now we're going to give her a little bit of bass. So that is right here. So we're going to take that. We're going to change this right over to right there. You see, she has some in her voice. We're going to give her just a little bit more. Right about there. That is not matching that. That's boosting it. So it'll actually have a more effect on that. You're not going to be able to hear it on this live stream, unfortunately, because I'm just using the microphone here to capture, because I haven't figured out how to do system audio yet. But you can try this yourself and do it. Now, look on the right side. You see the audio at the far right, where it is that shelving filter on the right that is a high pass. It is boosting upwards. And you can see there is a natural roll-off in vocal patterns. Vocal speech doesn't typically go above 10K much. Only when we S, the sibilant S. So what it's doing is it's doing a gradual boost. And that's just done here with this. Right here is the high pass filter. Or high frequency shelving filter, actually. And let me go back and correct. This on the left is called a high pass. High pass for the bass means that everything above or higher than this frequency is allowed to pass through. Everything else is cut. Over right, it's not activated. This is the low pass. If I turn this on, then everything below that frequency would be allowed to pass. But we're using this shelving filter right here. And right now it's got a nice boost. If you look at this roll off down here and this roll up, it's about the same, opposite of each other. So that should make a balanced tone. Let's hear it and find out. It won't change the audio here at all, but let's.
Wanted us all to do was to support breast cancer, one of her best friends.
Okay, so you can actually hear the sibilant S a little bit more in there. That sibilant S is going to be right at 5. Right here is the. Just start with the compressor, and you know what? This will be out there live or for playback. So go back and just kind of follow along, play with it, because what they tell you. One of the few college courses I did take was actually in a recording studio, but it was audio engineering. And they tell you to find the part that is really agitating of your voice, is to go in and create a very, like 2 here, the Q is set, put that spot way high and play it back and move that frequency until it just sounds god-awful. I mean, just like, just so bad. Now you know what frequency is bad in your voice. Now cut it. Take it all the way down. And you'll take out that annoying part of the frequency. So really, I mean, if you just took the stock settings and you added the stock compressor with the stock built-in preset, and you added in the parametric equalizer in the stock vocal enhancer. Tony, if you added that to your voice and then just boosted your level, you will find that it is so much clearer and crisper and louder than before. So, I mean, that's it. We're done with that audio. That is all you need to do to boost just a standard interview vocal to make it sound better than it was recorded. But Tony, I feel you. There's a lot of mutes in mine, and there's a lot of. I'm constantly doing that. I constantly have a stuffed up nose. So, Tony and everybody else who is watching, any questions on that? Anything I can dive in a little further, or if I went too fast, or you just need a little more explanation, I'm happy to talk more about that in depth. I mean, it's really not that difficult. It seems like a lot of information, but this is that learn. So do your next video, add a compressor. Learn from that. Do the next video after that, add that compressor, which you've already learned, and add the equalizer. Don't let it get out of control, and if it if it messes up, delete it. Start over. just the compressor. You can do it. All right, let's get to some compression made sense. Yep, thank you. And you know what? The compression does a lot for getting your vocal to sound not like you're in a little bitty room and you're not too terribly loud. That is a huge part. The equalizer is just about making your voice a little more pleasing. Let's see. I don't think. Oops, wrong one. Back here. That's mute. Ah. Your voice is that horrible to me.
This is the Nikon D850.
Yeah, so you got your distortion in there from when your level is too high in the microphone itself, but probably your voice is similar to mine, and it's called muddy, and it's just you got a mid-bass boost. Bring it down just a little bit. Your voice sounds a whole lot crisper. Let's see. Take care of your dog. We'll see you back here in a few minutes. All right, so what other questions we got out there? Will, what are you working on? And Jason, what's your doc going to be about? Where are you going? You said you're going overseas. Where are you going? Tell me you're coming to Austin. I'll say hello. Stream is going well, I think, as far as not dropping frames. Audio's there. We've got Dancing Santa. So, I mean, I think the stream is going well. Let's see. Overhead battery still working. Still waiting on my dummy battery for that. Let's call up somebody. Hello. Good times. And then we got the studio cam. That's still working. That's a good. Let's see here. Gotcha. JFK. It's going to Dallas. Did they kill JFK? I wonder. Let me do that again. Did they kill JFK? So what do you think, those out there, what do you think of my camera placements right now? Is this cool for a live stream? We got the head on, we got the overall studio, we got the down. If you had to change one, which one would you like to see changed? Hate using music, but every now and then to make YouTube channels says you have to use it. Yeah, Tony, I mean, use the free music that comes with YouTube, put it in the background, drop that level, just have something in the background, just kind of break up the sound, even if you have an air conditioner going. I believe it's hot, correct? Go walk your dog. Your dog's going to have a cow. Let's see here. What other questions does anybody have right now? While we're just jumping all over the place, but I mean, all right, we'll see you in just shortly. What other questions that we have out here that we can chat about? I'm kind of pleased that I can get the live stream with Premiere going. So Adobe Premiere and Hit Film Express. If I learn one, is the skill interchangeable? Yes. So the method is going to be a little different, or where it is, but the logic, the principles are the same. You're cutting a clip the same way. You're resizing the same way. It's just, it may not be laid out on the editing the same way. So you'll have to find the location. Like if I learned Adobe Premiere and I wanted to use Hit Film, then I would probably be using just the little help button and type in compressor. And you type that in, and it will tell you where the compressor is. You're going to add it pretty much the same way. They all have the same functionality. Even Resolve has the same functionality as a nonlinear editor. So, I mean, there's always a learning curve, but you can get through that learning curve. What? I got to switch. I got to remember to do that. You can get through that learning curve fairly easily. Just takes a couple of days of and then you'll be fine. Let's see here. Just check it out. We're talking audio in post. Yep, there we go. All right. So DaVinci versus HitFilm. So to me, DaVinci is the hardest to learn of all of them. There's Final Cut Pro X, there's HitFilm, there's Vegas. Vegas is old and not supported anymore. There is Resolve, and then there's a couple of others that are out there that are very like niche or not as supported. Resolve is, to me, the least intuitive NLE out there. And the main reason is Resolve was not built as an editor. Resolve was built as a coloring suite. It is what a lot of feature films use to manipulate their color and to bring out the look. We could dive into some color correction too if you want. I'll tell you, it's probably my weakest skill, but you know, I got to learn too. At Resolve, they added on the editing the last years to just help. It's finally at this point starting to become a real editor that you could edit with. But again, the learning curve to understand it is tough. I had to get my wife to learn it and have her teach me. My opinion, I would use HitFilm. I like Premiere myself. I think Adobe is one of those powerfuls out there for the money. It costs money, and it's a monthly fee, whereas HitFilm is a one-time fee. Resolve is actually free. I mean, if you are not interested in doing too much, like you want to do a YouTube channel and you're just wanting to edit good videos for YouTube, and you're not really going to do a whole lot of effects or anything like that, and learning a whole bunch of other things, you know, HitFilm might just be okay. Premiere has a whole suite of other tools that you can use that tie directly into it that allows it to become a very, very full-featured suite of software. So, I mean, I like Premiere, except when it crashes, then I hate Premiere, but it has not crashed a whole lot lately with the current build, but give Adobe some credit. I mean, the next build I'm sure will crash like crazy. What are some other questions out there? Jason, you're out there. Premiere Pro, how much does it cost? So Premiere, I think it's $19.95 a month if you just get Premiere. If you get the entire suite, which is all the products, and honestly, I don't think you need them. I think Premiere is going to do everything that you need. The suite is like After Effects. After Effects is for, you can do some 3D stuff with it. You can do a lot of compositing. You can do a lot of detailed graphical work in that. You get Photoshop. You get Lightroom. You get what's their sound one called? Whatever their sound one called, which is Premiere sound on steroids, and then it comes right back in. I mean, it's a lot to learn. I spend 95% of my time in Premiere. So it's $19.95 a month. If you are a student or you can be tied at all to student, Jameson, you're a teacher. You can get that student discount. It's like $19.95 for the entire suite per month. So that's kind of a value there. You do not. So the monthly fee, so basically the way that everybody's going to now with their their versioning, or the version of software licensing is they're basically renting you the software. So you go out, you get Adobe for $19.95 a month. As long as you pay the $19.95, you get every single version of Premiere they put out, every update, every feature set that they add to it. It's all included for your $19.95. The moment you stop paying your $19.95, you can no longer use Premiere at all. You have no access to, you have all your footage, you have all your projects, but you can't open them. You can open your footage, but you would not be able to open your projects. So, I mean, it is possible. You get Premiere, you use it for 3 months, you stop it, and then 3 months later you pick it back up. You can do that. But they're all doing that, so you do not need to pay for updates. The hit film, I believe they have 3 versions. Yeah. They have like free, they have the light, and then they have the pro. And the way that they work, I believe, is you get 1 year of their updates for free, but you can always continue to use the software afterwards, and you just wouldn't get any updates to it. So I can't just buy all the stuff that's out there. That's annoying. Now you can't. And I mean, there are things. There goes my nose. There are things that as you get more advanced, you have to buy. They don't come from Adobe. They come from other people. They're plugins, as they call them. Like one of the plugins that I use is Neat Video. It's a denoiser. And it basically will help if you shoot in low light with your that's not a low light camera. You get all the little speckles everywhere because it's pushed beyond the capability of the sensor. You can run what's called a denoiser. Neat Video has one. I think there's a slight one in Premiere now. It's not very good, I think. Then Neat goes in and it samples all that noise and then it digitally removes it. And so you can get a fairly usable image out of it afterwards. But you got to pay for that. That's like $100 I think, $100 for it may be $79 for one package. So you buy it for like Windows Premiere and it's $79. If you bought it for Mac Premiere, it's an additional $79. So they can kind of get you there, but that's not Adobe. That's HitFilm, or that's Neat Video. Another plugin that I use is the coloring. It's, what is it called? I like it. Film Convert. So Film Convert, what it does is it adds color to your image, and it does it in a kind of a film way. Let's demonstrate that. Let's go here. I'll show you what it does. So if you look, the colors are actually not horrible on this. We lit it so that it would be, it would look nice just from the get-go. The way this scene looks, it's hard to see. Over here, off to the right side, is a big set of display windows for the front of the store. And this is kind of a little niche that they have. And we took some, you can see them, these lights up here, these Kinos that are way there, they're above, they're kind of like these quasars, but they're fluorescent and they're in a bank. And we put those on vertically right up against the side of her, just off camera. And we're using that, we're motivating that natural light that would come in from the sun, hit her face. And then over here to the side, we have a small, it's an aperture light, which is over there. And we used it with kind of a tungsten balance and just kind of hitting this side of her to kind of emulate the store, just to give a little bit of a color contrast, a little bit of blocking the light around over here. We didn't want too much daylight coming through. And so then you get kind of all of the You can see the tungsten light creating the glow off of the corner, and you can see the daylight off behind. Now, it looks fairly good right there, but we can go in and go back up here to video. And this one does cost, so I'm only showing it because it's something that I use periodically. We're going to add it right here. And film convert. We go in and we tell it the camera settings. So this was shot, pretty sure, with a Panasonic GH5 and we got the City Light D. Now what it's done, it's already modified it because what it's doing is it is changing it to match what, I can make this any bigger. I want to, come on down. There we go. Just a little bit bigger. Try to get it so y'all can see it on the screen a little more. That, and then bring that over. Okay. So if I turn this off and on, it knows cameras, and they have them for most of the big various. The G7 comes close, so you'd have to tweak it a little bit based upon another profile. You don't need to buy anything else, Jason. Sounds like a ripoff. I'll make this one video, consider retirement. Jason, no, that does not sound like you. I don't know you other than on here, but from what I know of you, it sounds like you're probably going to go crazy and be putting out videos like crazy here soon, is my guess. You can do this film emulation built in with Premiere. They have it as well. But what I can do is I can convert to the various film types. So these are actually Kodak 5207, 5203. I have it turned off so you can't actually see it. That's pretty genius. Now you can see it. So that's Fujifilm. So you can see the slight changes to gamma that it does. You can go down here to Tri-X 400. That's black and white film. You can see it does kind of a very nice look right off the bat. That is one that I've liked. It's a little dark there, so you can go in and boost the exposure. Oh, why is it putting? Oh, I've got this license. Why is it putting film convert on there? That's a little weird. I gotta figure that one. I am licensed. Huh. Okay. So that's a little too bright. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not going to open my license file on air, but so let's do that with the built-in color correction. They have built into Premiere, so you don't have to buy this. You can use Lumetri. And Lumetri goes on here. And with Lumetri, you can do basically the same kind of thing. So we're going to go down to here to Creative. And we're going to go to, let's see, it's back to the way it was. We're going to go into Looks. And we're going to choose Various Film. So here's 5205. It is added in that film look, and you can change the intensity of how you want it to be. We can go in here. We can use a Kodak monochrome. You can see it. Not, oh, there we go. That's full black and white. Go back to 100%. All right. So you can do, this is all built into Premiere. It doesn't cost anything more. Then these are all LUTs. So I can go into like a film noir look. These are all just, this is the one that, where is it? I don't have it installed. It's a LUT that looks really nice, I think. So that's a good film look right there, honestly. You can see that in, well, you know, all right. Do keep in mind that this capture going into the live stream by screen capture, the colors are not looking the same. So you would need to play with it and do what I'm doing to see the true effect, because what I'm looking at here on my screen, what's over here on the live stream, is not the same. That it's bluer on that. So that is, unfortunately, with live streaming, that's what we got. Jason, you're here. You're not hogging all the chat space. You're asking questions. But you can do. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, you can see a little bit of effect. Let me see if I can get it to look like here over there. I bet you I have to boost the intensity. It doesn't look right. It just has a more... Yeah, it kind of looks like that on my screen. It's not really faded. That's what I was using to show it. But the gamma is a lot different, and it has a much softer look in the midtones. But this is free. It comes with, if you pay for Premiere, you get that. And so you can put that on and off. And then you can go crazy with all kinds of stuff. Okay, I want the saturation. Oh, look at that. We've taken it just beyond. But you can do all of that. And that color, I mean, I could spend 24 hours here teaching color and still not cover 10% of it. So basics is all you really need to learn. They do the saturated film look. They also do, they call it teal and blue. Orange and teal is what they do on, I'm going to take this off, on like Transformers movies. And I'm going to grossly exaggerate it here. But what they do is they take, if you look at these color wheels, you can see blue is opposite of orange, or teal and orange. And orange is about as close as a Caucasian skin color is. So they take the shadows and they pull those down into the blue. I'm going to highlight that dramatically. And then they take the highlights and they go to orange. And this is a horrible example of it. But let's see what it looks like before, after. You can see it's not quite as much orange as they do. So let's add a crap ton more orange. Yeah, this is overly dramatic. You can see it's clipping her highlights right up here, just because I'm going so far with it. But if you look at every Transformers movie, every huge box office $200 million budget movie, they're going to have not a warm look. They're going to have that orange and teal. And they call it the big box office look. I don't think it looks that great myself. So let's go back here. We've got several people out there. Who else is out there besides Jason? What do we got? What can we talk about while we're out? We're all just here having a great time, hanging out. Jason, my groupie from Europe. I like that. So Jason, you're going from photography right into a documentary. What is your motivation here? I mean, you're going all in. What is driving you on this? Is it your desire to create because you did so well in photography? I'm just curious. Yeah, boy. Oh yeah, that's probably the delay. That gets a dancing Santa. Yeah. Who else is out here watching? We got Jason's talking a lot. We got who else is out there? Got several people out there. Will, you still out there? Jamie, you still out there? Jamie's mom, are you out there? Jamie's mom, I know you're proud of your boy. I know we're gonna do some collaboration here soon. We're gonna see what our two minds can bring out together. I think we can do some cool stuff. Jamie's mom probably already unsubscribed again. Those of you who are just joining in, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to this channel because I think you're all cool, and I want you to enjoy this with me. Who else is out there? Come on, Skip, say hello. It's kind of cool. This little Stream Deck thing tells me, I've got a little icon that tells me how many people are on at the moment. That failed. Let's not do that one. Overhead's still working. Studio cam is still working. We've established this is not called a. This is called a puffer. Who's got some questions? Let's talk about what you want to talk about. Jason, you can ask more questions. I got no problem with that. You know, I'm just passionate about the subject matter. Cool. You know what? That's all you need. If you got passion, I mean, it's like what I talk about at the end of every video with the passions. If you've got passion for something, put that front and center. Go for your passions. Your life is always going to follow in. You're never going to be bored if you have your passion, because it's what drives you. It's what makes you excited. What gets you going in the morning. And following your passions, and you've got a passion for your subject matter, that is awesome. You could probably produce 20, 30 different short videos on this, diving in a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. And, you know, there's always an audience for it. There's always an audience for what you're doing. And you're following your passions, you're happy. And when you're happy, your life is better. As well, I've done a couple of origin videos on my phrase, but if you have your life and your passions kind of float around your life, then you're never really following your passions. Your passions are kind of just following your life. But if you put your passions first, your life is never going to be far behind, and you'll build a better life for yourself with your passions in there. So yeah, absolutely, man. Follow those passions. I am waiting for the first cocaine joke about me, my sniffling nose. I'm waiting for it. I don't do drugs, but someone's going to make that joke. So I'm using a book. You know, there is a method you can use. Can I demonstrate? I can't demonstrate it. Oh, my tripods are in use. Where is my... I want to demonstrate this for you because there's a method you can use with your tripod. Let me switch to my studio camera. There's a method you can do with a tripod that will allow you to emulate a gimbal about 80%. And you know what? 80% is better than 0%. I'm going to use this little guy. But, I mean, the method holds true. Speaking of gimbals, I just kicked mine. All right, so we're going to call this our tripod. We're just saying it's for scale. Got your tripod set up. Yep, it's nice. So most tripods have the ability, not the bendy pods. The bendy pods are obviously bendy. But most tripods have the ability to separate a leg. So you usually pull down something here, and then you could kick out one of your legs. You would do that if you were like on the stairs or something like that, and you need to do it. What you can do is mount your camera to your tripod head, okay? And then kick out your leg. Put your leg on your shoulder. You now have connected three ways to your body. So your shots are going to be far, far smoother. So you don't need a gimbal if you got a tripod, and you don't need much of. Where are my tripods? I have that little bitty guy. I did a whole episode on tripods, and now I can't find any of them. That's genius. Does that make sense? Jason, I mean, that should solve your gimbal concerns, at least for now. Don't rush out and buy a gimbal, because learn what you got. You got plenty you can build from. I'm going to find out where my tripods went. Oh, I know where they went. They went back here. I'm not away from the stream. I'm just having a good time walking around. Here we go. Got my tripod that I need. I need to take this tomorrow anyway. Here I come. Ooh, look at that. Casting shadows. So, I mean, travel tripod. We talked about this one in my tripods video, where we talked about this is on here. It's very, very small. This one is made by Siri, I think it is. It's an expensive version. There's a Amazon version that's lighter, or not lighter, but cheaper, much cheaper. But this is my travel tripod. Oh, look at that. So what I'm talking about on the bendy legs right here, like this one, are we autofocusing today? We are. Look at that. Successful autofocus. Come on, you can do it. All right, so you can kick that leg out, then just extend it out. Place it on your shoulder, and then you just use your tripod head up here to level it out. Put your camera on there. And now as you walk around, you're going to have a more stable shot. And you can actually do a kind of like hip to hip sliding motion. So how's that? That work for you? I know you said that's brilliant, but I want to hear you say it again. No, I did not invent this. I don't know who did, because I saw it on some video like 5 years ago, where somebody had talked about that. And you know what? If it works, it works. Who cares? You know, somebody will go, "Oh my God, you're using that as a gimbal? Why don't you buy a gimbal?" Because I already bought this, and this is what I have, and it works. So do what works. Forget the look. Try to do forget what it looks like on your shoulder. Sliding a book is perfectly fine, dude. I'll tell you another one. If you want a dolly and you really, really low budget, I got to remember to do this, because people are going to freak out. And they're going to come and they're going to go, "Where's the live stream?" I have this guy. Ooh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It is somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. I'm singing, did you know? Well, it's called a skate dolly, and they're really cheap on Amazon. They're like $20. And no, you don't need to rush out and buy one, but I just wanted to show you how simplistic these can be, just as soon as I figure out where I put it. Remember when I cleaned up? Yeah, I don't remember where everything is. Get back here, and we're going to look on the shelves for it. Oh, I'm in the right place. In the right place. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, I really want to show this. I'm going to have to probably show it on just Amazon, because I don't know where I put it. That's sad. I wanted to demonstrate it. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't have everything all nice and inventoried and clean and unless it's up here on the shelf. Oh, is that it? Is this it right here? What is that? Oh, that is not it. Doing a live inventory on the air. Everybody's enjoying my live streaming inventory. No. All right, gonna give up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right, coming back. Couldn't find it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go back over here, and we're gonna pull this up on the Amazons, and Amazon.com. I'm going to link to one in the description of the video when we're done. As soon as Amazon decides to pull up, come on. What are you waiting on? Connecting? Why is it not? There it goes. All right, so we're going to go to Chrome, and we're going to do Skate Dolly. This is what I'm talking about right here. I got one. I used it maybe 3 or 4 times, but they work surprisingly well. All it is a pair of inline skate wheels and a tripod adapter. So you're going to take your tripod head off of your tripod and you screw it down right in the middle, and then you have this dolly that you can set on your you can set it right on your table, and you can do a nice smooth dolly with it. They don't work in every case, but for $15 they work. The other cool thing about them is you see here on the ends, they have adjustable angles of the wheels. So you can turn those and turn the wheels inward, and that'll make it do an arc. So you can put it on the table, point it at your subject, and it'll just slowly arc around. And that is the least expensive, well, the book is the least expensive way, and it does work. So I'm not knocking that, but a skate dolly is pretty inexpensive to do that. All right. So who else is out there? We got people watching. They're just not saying hello. All right. We're gonna put the dancing Santa up until people say hello. We got to have dancing Santa until. You know how embarrassing that is to see. There's no padding in there. That's the sad part. It's really me. So bad. So bad. All right. So who's got more questions? Who's got more questions? I am scared I will record loads of footage, take it wrong, and then it's all garbage. You know what? You'll have the footage, and then you can do stuff with it. I wouldn't be too afraid. Just shoot what you got, see what you can pull a story out of it. You may need to change your story a little bit. Maybe you got a whole bunch of footage and you were going to tell this much of the story, but you're missing this piece and this piece right here. So tell this part of the story. Just tell a little bit. Give enough, and then go back. You don't have to fly back, but take the rest of your footage and fill in with photos or pictures or drawings or anything you can to fill in those blanks, and do voiceover, as you're doing over it. You can do a lot of things, even if you don't have footage. So don't be afraid. I mean, everybody gets butterflies before they shoot something. I still do like crazy. So don't be afraid. Just go shoot it. Be done. Hey, Tony, welcome back. Dog okay? Dog excited? Dog happy? Dog relieved? Oops, that's what you're supposed to say. Oh, welcome back. You get a dancing Santa. I have a whole bunch of blue screen footage. It was blue screen because I was wearing well, the elves were wearing green costumes, but I have a lot of blue screen and green screen footage. I'm just going to try to find my old footage and kind of build those that I can just pop out there. So, yeah, what are the questions we got? We just covered the gamut of gimbal and this dog is very happy. We covered some simple dolly shots. Jason has already figured out the book is a great way to dolly. You can just put your camera on a book and push the book, and it does do a lot for smoothing that out. We talked about the skateboard dolly as a simple, inexpensive dolly you can do for tabletop stuff. It's also really good for, say you have a cup of coffee and you want to feature that cup of coffee, put that dolly on there and just have it rotate around go over there. Just have it kind of rotate around the coffee cup. That, again, skateboard dolly is really good for that. We've already established that this is not called it's called a puffer. So we got that. What else is going on? I want to know who's watching and who's not saying hello. It's not creepy. I'm grateful. I appreciate it. Everyone out there hanging out. I just don't know who it is. It doesn't tell me who is watching. And someone just popped in. Say hello. Welcome to the stream. You are somebody. Let's talk about what you have questions about. Let's converse. Let's do this thing. Let's see. Any other secrets to the trade? Yeah, dude. There's millions of secrets out there. Be more specific. I'll try to answer. I mean, there's all kinds of quick tricks that you can do when you're in a pinch, because it's all about, working with the best that you have. But we don't have, there's tons of stuff that I wish that I had, which would make my life easier. But because I don't have them, I will innovate with what I do have. I'm scared to watch your vid. Does this make me look creepy? That was a vlog. That was. There's going to be starting tomorrow. I'll probably be doing the live stream a little bit earlier tomorrow because I need to take off for San Antonio, and I'm going to be vlogging from there. So most likely the next videos you see, I might jump in. I enjoyed it last time. We did a live stream with my buddy Bill from the cigar place we were at. Just kind of chatting out there. And we might do that again. Who knows? What I'm going to be doing is vlogging. Bill and I are going to kind of shoot like a mini documentary just for the heck of it of the Spanish missions in San Antonio. And because we're going to Vegas for NAB, and we want to take our vlogs to the next level to give a little more entertainment on my channel and his channel as well. That's Bill Hertzing on YouTube if you are looking for his channel and his stuff. Bill and I have known each other since 8th grade, and we're old now, unfortunately. So we've known each other a long time. My wife is my best friend, but if there's a close second, it is Bill. And he's been a part of my life far longer than he has. I've known him longer than I've known my wife. Bought indie filters, cheap ones, kind of wondering what's best to use them for. Time-lapse is shuttering. Any recommendations on how I should test them out? Yeah. So as we talked about with time-lapse, is the same way we talk about getting that filmic look, and that is always about shutter speed. So we want to shoot in 24 frames per second, and we want that shutter speed to be double that. So 1/50th of a second is closest on the G7, I believe. If it doesn't do 1/50th, it does. Oh, it just shut down. Battery died. We want it to be double the frames. So what happens is you take your camera outside in the broad daylight and you set it to 24 frames a second and you set it to 1/50th, and then you look at your camera and it's all white because it's blown out. It's super, super out of, it's over. So then you have to go and take your f-stop and you crank it all the way over to like f16. When you do that, everything that's in focus from this point to the end of the earth is all in focus. And you don't really want everything else to be in focus. You want your focus to be on your actual item or the person or whatever your subject matter is. So we like to use a lower f-stop, which is that shallower depth of field. Anywhere between like an f4 and f5.6 is pretty common for film shoots. They may go a little shallower depending on if it's a close-up scene or not. But that's where your ND is going to come in. Putting a shout out to my own video, do go and watch my ND filters video. I did a little tutorial on them. That's great to fill in the blanks on it. But what you're going to do with your ND filters, also put them in the comments right here, which ND filters you bought. I know you said you bought cheap ones, but what are the strengths of your ND so I can help you with that. What you do is you take your ND and you put it on the front of your camera, and that will then put sunglasses on your camera. Now the bright is less bright. Now you can take your f16 and go to like f11 or maybe f10. Or if you use a darker pair of sunglasses or a darker ND, then you can go all the way down to like an f5.6. So what we've done is we've kept that shutter speed the same. We've kept your 24 frames a second the same. And we've changed the exposure by putting on sunglasses. And that's really what your ND is for. And that's why we use them. Does that help explain? I have somewhere. I have them right here. I don't have my overhead anymore because my battery just died, but we can use the Sony. Why do people get expensive ones for if that is what they're used for? Because of it's kind of like a lens. You can buy a cheap lens and you can buy an expensive lens. What the expensive lens does is it does much better at a higher quality. It doesn't color your look any. So an inexpensive filter, when you put it on there, it might create kind of a brown or a green or a gray. I mean, it can color your image in such a way that it is not what you like. So the higher the quality ND filter, the less color cast it's going to put on your image. Also, optically, they're clearer, they're better. So, I mean, really what we're trying to do when we put ND filters on is we're trying to get that f-stop back to the way it is, and we're trying to make the picture look exactly the same as it was with a shallower depth of field. So we buy higher quality. Now there's a point where it is harder to notice. I mean, that curve changes considerably. But for the most part, I mean, I own some very expensive filters, and I own them because when you put expensive lenses on expensive cameras and then you put a cheap filter in front of it, then you've lost what your expensive lens and your expensive camera can do for you. So everything in moderation. The ones that I like the most, and don't rush out and buy them because I said so, because I don't want you just going out and spending more money unnecessarily, but the ones that I like the best are the Format High-Tech Firecrests. And for me, the Firecrests are some of the cleanest looking glass I've seen. Let me grab them. They're over here behind this camera. also the size of the glass, also the format of the glass itself. So these are little 58 millimeters. These are what I put on like the GH5 or even my XL. What is this? This is a, what is it? That was an XL something. It's not the XL1. That's a different format. What is this one? I forget. My 8 millimeter, but it's a 58 millimeter on the front, so that works for that. In here are some format high-techs. These are in the 4 by 565 form factor. These are cinema grade, so they are 4 millimeters thick. They're very thick, as you can see. They are crystal clear, as you can. Well, that doesn't help, but that doesn't help. But I mean, they don't color me. They just darken me. They are beautiful. And I have a variety of them, various strengths. That's a polarizer. It does differently. You gotta watch that video to understand what all these do. Here's a darker one. You can see my eyes just barely. This is a 1.2 or 1.8? 1.2. So this is really good getting shallow depth of field in in fairly harsh sunlight. This is a 1.8. This one is going to be almost impossible to see through, but this is for harsh sunlight and also a very shallow depth of field. So I asked you what strengths you had. What was your answer? I wanted to work on filming. My laptop was not capable enough. Most of the money went to that. The Blue Bug and Econ camera cost me around 100 to 150 bucks. Yeah, I get it. I'm not knocking. Don't misunderstand me. I would get, honestly, I mean, if I was, use the ones you have. Well, you need to tell me what you got. I want to know which ones you bought, and that way I can tell you what they would apply to. But you can get, I mean, Amazon Basics makes them too, but this is a variable. Let's see if you can see my eye. As I rotate it, you can see it gets darker and darker, and it goes back. I'm not a huge fan of variables, but they do fill a need. If you just want to have one filter, you put it on, and then you can change the amount of filtration it adds or the amount of ND that it's adding. If you go too dark, you're going to start to get a little X pattern in there. It's very not desirable, but yeah. So yeah, Jason, tell me what your strengths of your indies are. Look, pull them out or pull out the receipt or whatever you got. Let's see what you got. Tony, so Gobe Indy 1000 and a Hama Indy 2400. Well, let's find out what these are, because those aren't related to a number. They usually come in strengths, but let's see. Gobe Indy, right there. I got you. Okay. Indy 1000, you got. All right. So let's see what they're calling this strength here. 10 stops. Okay. So the 1000 is equivalent to that 1.8. It is a lot of, that would be in the harshest sunlight that's out there. And that would be for the shallowest depth of field. You probably won't use that one too terribly much. Let's go back to the 400. Switch over to Chrome. Where's the 400? 400. Find that. 400 rotating ring. What? That's not it. That's a variable. That's not it. Where's the 400? Is the 400 a variable? Let's get rid of that. You said Indy 2-400. Indy 2-400. That shows to be a variable. Is that a variable? And the variable means that it has a ring that you can rotate. Tell me if that's, oh, Hama. Yeah, thanks. That shows to be a variable as well. Is that a variable? Indy 2-400 right there. Indy 400. Okay, all right, fine. You have a variable, so use that one. What I would tell you is if you're going to be outside and you want that shallow depth of field, put that filter on, set your exposure, set your ISO to no more than 800 on your G7. I would keep it probably closer to 100 for outdoors, 800 for indoors. You can go up to 1600 if it's really dark indoors, but try to keep it at 800 or lower. So if you're outside, set it to, say, 100, or no, 200 is the lowest on G7, sorry. Set it to 200, set your shutter speed to 1/50th or 1/60th, I can't remember if it does 1/50th. Set yours to 24 frames a second. Then put your variable ND on there, and then turn that variable ND until it looks right on your screen, until the brightness level is right. See, that's what a variable allows you to do, is to adjust it infinitely. So that's the one I would use. And I would honestly, when are you leaving? When are you going overseas? You said soon, like next week, right? You need to go out today with that filter and play with it and shoot it. Keep your settings fixed and adjust that so you can see the different light conditions. And then if it's dark at all, if you could take that filter off and you're at 24 frames a second, 1/50th or 1/60th of shutter speed, and you're at maximum ISO 800, then you don't need your ND. So take it off and don't have it on all the time. It's mostly for outdoors. All right, so what other questions are out there? Tony, is the audio syncing back in? Is it starting to settle? I know you're going to try it, and I know you're going to put another video out, and your audio is going to be just a little bit better, and then you're going to learn a little more and a little more. That's how we do it. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what your next shirt is, and you need to find me on Facebook and let's sync up, because I want to find out where you're getting your shirts. I like your shirts. I've been working on it on this one so I can learn. Yeah. You'll be surprised what the little things that you add takes it to the next level. If you watch some of my old videos, I mean, I'm just trying to get the video out there so fast. I'm impatient. So I didn't even do that on a lot of my videos. I started manipulating the audio properly really like about a month and a half ago, where I started to go, oh yeah, let's spend a little more time. Let me get the quality a little better. Always trying to plus it, taking it to the next level, every single video, trying to learn a little bit more. I buy cheap, even clothing. Well, I am cheap. These right here, these are Hanes beefy tees. I spent $5. Oops. These right here are Hanes beefy tees. I spent $5.38 a pop for them. I bought them because they're long. They're very, very long, because I'm a very tall person. So I'm cheap. I understand. I get it. Who else got questions out there? Well, we're going for 2 hours and 18 minutes. I didn't put last night's live stream on because I was mostly testing. I didn't save it because I didn't feel like it was too awesome. I did leave the one the other night. That was fun. I'm going to do a lot more videos than live streams. I like this, being able to give the proper examples in the context that people are expecting. I like this live stream format for that. And plus, there are topics that people ask that are bigger topics that requires a video, and then there are topics that are smaller, and I can just walk them through right here. And 38 cents, that knocked me out of even looking. Let's see. What is going on, folks? What else can we chat about? I mean, I don't want to keep everybody busy because I know Jason needs to go learn his ND filter. Well, it's nighttime. You can't play with your ND filter, Jason. That's not good. You could look at a light bulb with it and play with it that way. Tony and Jason, anybody else out there? And if y'all have more questions, please feel free to ask them. I'm happy to answer. You don't need to save your questions for the next live stream because I've got plenty I can answer. 5 people watching. Let's see. If I was going to try and make videos, do I need a storyboard? Nope. No, you don't. Storyboarding is really about selling your idea to someone else before you can shoot it. And where storyboarding comes in is when you can't, like for instance, it's a location, you're going to be in a shopping mall or something like that. You can't actually go to the shopping mall and put a car in the shopping mall and shoot that and show that to someone. That costs a lot of money or what have you. So you would draw a picture of the shopping mall with the car in the middle of it, and then you could show that to someone. Storyboarding, I mean, for a video, like if you're going to plan to make like a documentary or planning in advance for your video, the most important thing is an outline. What is it you're trying to accomplish? What are the scenes or shots that you need to sell that? You know, in your video, I need someone to pick up an old phone and make a phone call. So you don't need to draw a picture of someone dialing a phone. You can write on your outline, close up, someone dialing old telephone, medium shot, talking on the phone, leaning over, slamming the phone down. You can write all those down as a shot list of, you know, one shot, close up, shot 2, medium shot, talking on the phone, shot 3, slamming the phone down, and then let's do an insert shot of just the phone being slammed down. You can write all that down, simple little writes. You know what that means. You're the one shooting it. You're the one doing it all. So you're going to remember, oh yeah, I wanted a close-up of this. So outlines are far more important than storyboarding until you get into larger productions and working with other people. And you're trying to say, hey, I've got a director of photography over here, and I really want them to understand what my vision was for this. And the DP goes and takes your vision. He draws up or gets a storyboard drawn up, and he can then take it to you and says, is this what you had in mind? And the director goes, yes, I love it. That's exactly what it is. You're the best DP ever. That's what storyboards are for. What other questions? Let's do this. Man, I'm running out of drink again. This is not alcoholic. It's like mango pineapple. That's a good call. I can do that. I can get room service. Can I get a pineapple ale? My youngest. She'll deliver one for me. I love kids. No, I really do love kids. They're cool. My proud of my daughters. They do amazing things. They are well, they're all women now, so I guess I did my part. Now I get to go travel the world. Room service. Yeah, well, it's youngest daughter delivery. It'll be showing up here in like we can count it down. Oh, I need a countdown timer. That'd be cool if I could just do like a. No, that's not a countdown timer. Now I do need to put a countdown timer. I think that would be useful. It'll be out here in about 15 seconds, I'm thinking, so we can time that. Probably by the time you guys respond that I already have it. What are the questions? We've been going strong. Next, you'll have to tinkle a tiny bell. You have spawned the worst possible thing. But I like where you're going with it, Tiffany. I like where you're going with it. Hey, there comes my drink. Oh, they were laughing because I said I'm going to order room service and get a drink. Here, you can, come on. This is, I'll just squat down. This is my youngest, Allison. Say hello to the camera there. She looks like me. She's tall like me. But yeah, this is my room service. Yes, 5 people are watching. I got Tony and Jason. Tony's from Australia. Jason's from England. I don't know who the other 3 are. I'm burning out in drone practice tomorrow. Tony said next you're going to have like a little tinkling bell. I'm like, well, let me go get it. That's right. It's not every time. It was in the house forever when I bought it. Hey, throw this out. Throw this out. Thank you. All right, so Jason, man, you're not burning out. You're going to tackle this. Hello, Jason. Oh, you're. Why is it such a delay? That's sad. I put it on the lowest latency, so that they said it's near real time. But I don't think it is. It seems to be still like 20 seconds delayed. Thank you.
As soon as I dumped it, the wind picked up and
Blew it right back. Thanks. So, yeah, what other questions anybody got? 5 people out there. Somebody's got to have some questions. Someone's got to have some questions. Someone's got a question. Someone's got to... Oh, God. Oh, that is so sad. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I did not realize before that my dancing Santa was basically humping my name. Oh, man, the things that yeah. Sad, sad, sad. You know what I can do? Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny. You come over here. Oh, it's too much fun. All right. Do I like Donald? Man, I'm not getting into any politics. I am not getting into politics. Not going to happen. Not on this channel. Finally ordered my gimbal, and it should be here on Wednesday or Thursday. What gimbal did you order? Donald Duck. Yes, I like Donald Duck. That's not politics. Nah, I don't like to talk politics, mostly because the moment you take a side on anything, then you're going to alienate somebody. And I'm not interested in alienating people. I'm interested in chatting on what brings us all together. So love or hate anybody or anything, let's talk about the things that people don't love or hate. Except for Jason, who's now burnt out on filmmaking. He doesn't want to talk about filmmaking anymore. Tony, you missed, I think, my cheap gimbal explanation while you were walking your dog. Walking the dog, walking the dog. You can actually emulate. Did you miss it? Or were you there for the tripod explanation? Let me know in the comment section. Nice. That's a nice gimbal. The explanation that I was giving was you can take your tripod kick out one leg and mount your camera to it. Put the leg on your shoulder. And now you have a shoulder rig and a gimbal. You can walk very slowly, and it will actually do a 80% reproduction of a gimbal. It's not my idea, but whoever's idea it was on the internet that I found 5+ years ago, it's genius. And it always works in a pinch. There we go. Yeah, the Zhiyun Crane M. Yep, that's a good crane. I've got my my Crane Plus is charging right now, so I can use it this weekend. Ali Basri, hi Scott. Have you checked out the new Hawkwoods Mini V-Lock batteries? Was going to go for the Granite Minis, but these look amazing and like half the weight. I have not. Let me look at the specs here and let's see what we see, because I'll be quite honest with you that if they are half the weight, there's no possible way they can be the same capacity, because they're all using the same cells inside. They're all the Panasonic 18650s, I believe they are. And there are a couple of larger variations they can put in there, but if the capacity is based on the cells, and the cells have 3.7 volts that they put out, and they put out 4,500 milliamps. So it would be hard for them to be less weight. But let's take a look. Hawkwoods Mini V-Lock right there. Pop up the chrome. New shooter. Well, new shooter I respect. What do we got? No. Shameful pop-ups. The Hawkwoods, let's go there. So the mini battery system offers you everything in a standard size battery, but in a mini V-Lock case, perfect solution. Okay. All right. So I think what they're saying is they're half the weight of a regular Granite, not a Granite Mini. So this is, and I don't even think that's true either. So this is a Granite. I did my review on the Granite Mini the other day. This is a regular Granite, and the Granite Mini weighed exactly the same as the Granite, but it was in a smaller form factor. So the 150 weighs 1.3 pounds. So let's find out. Let's go and get real stats here. This is where I wish my overhead camera hadn't died, but oh, are you kidding me? I used up all the come on now. There we go. All right. So this is my scale that I do all of my tests on. And let's see here. I'll turn it around so you can see it too. So on. So this does pounds. So this is a 180 amp hour, 180 watt hour, thank you, battery from Blue Shape, and it weighs 2.6. So they're saying 150 and 1.3 pounds. How? I'm intrigued, honestly. Yeah, the Granite Mini, yeah, what weighs 1.9. I'm intrigued. How could they do that? Well, they're going to be at NAB, and I'm going to be at NAB, so I'm going to find out what this is, because that doesn't match physics. Lithium ion. I mean, I guess some of the things that they could be doing. I mean, like the blue shapes weigh a little bit more than other batteries because they epoxy seal everything inside, like so that's why you could throw a blue shape up against a brick wall. I mean, I guess they could take out all of the insides. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to know what they're doing. I am interested actually in Elon Musk built that factory in Nevada for the new batteries that are larger than the 18650s. They are the 24 something or others, and they have 40 or 50% more capacity in a slightly larger package than the 18650s. And right now they're spitting them out like crazy for all the Model 3s of the Teslas. But man, I imagine if they could get those inside these, we're going to have a wonderful time. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they got some of the first. I have never played with them. I will be checking them out. They're in the Central Hall 9020. They're off in the corner. They came late. 9,000's all the way in the end. But that would that would be an interesting battery. If it truly has that capacity and that weight, that'd be fairly nice. So to answer your question, no, I don't have any firsthand experience with them. In a month, I will tell you what I've found out. We can go from there. Let's see. I just forgot about the dummy battery for the G7 to do overnight time-lapsing and shuttering, and also infinite battery life. Kind of a good idea, bad idea. No, it's a good idea. I do them. The GH5 right there is running off of it. What are you using with an AC power adapter, or are you using it with what? See, what I do when I shoot my time-lapsing on my motion control rigs, I use 7R2, which is that camera right up there. Right now, it's up there. It is powered with a small V-mount battery running into a dummy battery. I use them all the time. That dummy battery will show up Monday. So it's not a bad idea at all. If you can find a battery pack to plug it in, yeah, it's great. Yeah, Ollie, it is crazy. If it truly is that, then I will be impressed. There are cases for a lightweight battery that just come in handy. I mean, I'm really partial to Blue Shape. I'm not affiliated, but I'm just partial to them because I've had such great luck with them. But I would look, if this is a successful battery and it's based on the newer technology, I would look to see what others are about to do with them too, because that'd be kind of sweet. USB power adapter on a power pack preferably. Yeah, get those. Why did that not show up? That's so weird. What are these called? The 20,000 battery. So the Anchor, these guys right here. These are what I would recommend for you, Jason, for your G7 for USB power with a dummy battery. Plug it into there. That sucker will run it for 24 hours. I have several of those. In fact, when I'm at NAB, which is a giant convention hall, gigantic, that sucker sits in my backpack. And then there's a cord that goes over my shoulder, and because I'm always on my phone, I'm live streaming, I'm taking photos and videos and doing everything, and it's charging everything I got. 5-volt adapter. Yeah, that would work. Hey, Allie, where are you from? I don't think we've spoken before. I'm glad you're out here chatting with us. What are you working on? You're obviously shooting V-mounts, so you are you're working in the more pro line stuff. What you working on? What can we chat about? London. I get a lot of guys from England. I guess it's the time that I do this. And, welcome. Glad to have you on the live stream. Red Scarlet Shooter. Yes, sir. I like it. Scarlet W. I like it. I'm a red fan myself. Ugh. I got my epic dragon. But I love red. I can talk about red all day long. I love the image. Just so much power in post. Jason, don't buy one yet. You work on your G7. Oh, thank you. I appreciate reviews. Yeah, Jason is in northern England. Let's see. What, Allie? What review did you like most? Just for my clarification, I like to know what people like and what people don't like. And I mean, you took the time to come out here and say hello, so I'm interested in your opinion on what you like. No, Guilford. That was the other guy. I don't know. There's so many guys. I'm getting you down, Jason. I wish this delay didn't exist. I guess there's not much I can do about delay. This whole Elon Musk, man, if he does that satellite internet thing, have y'all heard about that? He wants to put 4,000 very low Earth orbit satellites. So these are very small, highly capable satellites that would exist about 700 miles up. So the problem with satellite internet now is it has to go out. It's a geostationary orbit, so it is, or geosynchronous orbit. It's 22,000 miles out. So it has to go up from Colorado, up 22,000 miles, back down to you, turn around and come back up and back down. That time that it takes speed of light for 22,000 miles, it takes about 800 milliseconds to get there. Well, Elon Musk wants to put them 700 miles above the Earth, which means you're talking like 20 milliseconds. And he's going to offer speeds of up to 1 terabit. All right, that's just insane. Well, Elon Musk is really good at using other people's money to do what's in his head. Love it or hate it, he's doing things that other people are not doing right now. I like the Teslas. Electric car will not work for me because I live where I live, and my commute would not work, and it just wouldn't work for me. But I love what he's forcing the industry to do. It's fun. I love his space program. I love space like crazy. And he's launching cars, but he's launching stuff very fast and capable. That's kind of cool. That's what NASA can't do because we stopped funding it here in America. That's going political, but I like space. I really do like space. The cars will be great when they work. Yeah, I did see something about Tesla employees are coming out and saying that parts are not exactly up to the standard that they're saying they are. Honestly, I would buy a Tesla Model 3 with all the bells and whistles, the self-driving, all that stuff, the 300-mile range. I would spend 40 grand on one, but that's not what they cost. They cost 60-something thousand for that. In addition, you have to wait, 2.5 years now? No, if I can't buy one now, I'm not interested. That's hard to do. I was searching for the Kessler shuttle dolly and came across your video where your suggestion for hiding the trucks, and I was like, this guy is a genius, so subscribe. I am not a genius, I'm just a user, but thank you. Based in Brick Cross. Nice. The Kessler is an amazing company, and it was really cool that they listen. I am loosely affiliated with Kessler. So I will bring that out. They like me. I like them, and I will lose. I'm not a full-on ambassador or anything of them, but I do always represent them whenever I can, if it fits. because I love that company. I love Eric Kessler, the owner, also the genius behind it. I love all the guys that are there, Chris and Mike, and they're just an amazing team of people that put out high quality stuff. So yeah, when I sent off the review that I had done to them and just said, hey, I had a few suggestions in there, just thought maybe you'd be interested. And if you saw the pickup video I did right after that, where it was like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, that they contacted me quietly. They said, "Can you keep a secret?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then they showed me the plate, the shuttle dolly plate with the sliding wheels, which is right here. And they said, "Yeah, we're ready for the next production run." And it made perfect sense to put these sliding things in there. So what do you think? That's awesome. And, you know, they added them because it made sense. They listened. They listened to people like me and, you know, like yourself. I mean, if you got an idea, just throw it at them. If it is something that everybody would use and it makes sense, then, you know, they're an adaptable company. And I love that about companies, especially ones like them. But the shuttle dolly is, it's a beast. It is awesome. Love it. But I do love Kessler. Such a simple idea made a world of difference. And it did. And it fits in the Pelican Air case now. And I had said that somebody had made a comment on, you know, how do you get it all to fit in that Pelican Air? Because they had bought the Pelican Air and they couldn't get it to fit. So I had to go and put it in there because I normally travel, when I travel with the shuttle dolly, I actually have it in the larger case because I'm usually using the motion control stuff with it. And so it's, I mean, I put it all in one big case, but when I just need the dolly, it goes in that Air. So I had to show them the way that I lay it out in there, and you have to kind of piece the pieces at angles, but it all fits in that Air case, and it's wonderful. Love, love, love the shuttle dolly. Love motion control. Yeah, Ollie has to be a filmmaker to have the Scarlet W. It is such a beautiful camera. I wish I had a DSMC2 body. I really do. I can't justify that cost right now. The Dragon does everything that I need. You know what I noticed? I was watching my live streams, and every time I take a sip, the microphone picks me up slurping. So I apologize to all of you who've had to endure me going every time I take a drink. So things we learn about ourselves when we have a microphone close to us. Anybody got any cool questions or stuff you want to talk about? Or, you know, so much lag on the feed. I'm sorry. I wish there wasn't. I really wish there wasn't. At least I'm not dropping frames this time. Makes me thirsty. Ollie, what are you shooting? What kind of stuff do you shoot? Always interested in what people are shooting, because we got Jason H., who is just recently becoming a junkie now on shooting video and photography, and he's now going to work on a documentary. We've got Tony out there in Australia. He is doing reviews on YouTube and loving every minute of it, learning a little bit as he goes. He's got great shirts too. Let's see, what else? Bill, we're talking audio. What other questions is anybody talking about, or what can we chat about? That's weird. My monitor. I got to get this monitor. I said I wanted to put it down below here, and that's really where I want to put it. I just don't have a stand for it yet. I wonder. Definitely the live stream is working better today. So much lag. So much lag. Let me make sure I did the, pretty sure I set it to ultra low latency. Yeah, it's ultra low latency. It is the lowest latency you can go, but I guess YouTube just can't do it fast enough. Let's see here. Copy. So, Ollie, are you going to NAB by chance? Ah, interesting. Let's see. So we're at 2 hours and 50 minutes. I'm probably going to pull the plug at 3 hours. So we got 10 minutes, unless somebody has some cool topic that just gets me chatting up a storm. That, as we know, that tends to happen. I seem to collect stuff. I cleaned off this desk. It was completely clean. And now I have a whole bunch of stuff on it. It's all Tony's fault. Made me get my phone out. Tony says, oh, that's why it's not showing up. Oh. Top chat. There we go. Is a monitor stand just a fancy word for coffee table? Well, yeah and no. I mean, it should be, but I need it to be at an angle, which means I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to put it on some kind of a stand, some kind of like a C-stand or something. I just need to get down there because at least that way I would be looking at the camera more instead of over here. I take the responsibility for the telephone and the bell. There's 2 telephones, two of them, tripods. That was for Jason H. The ND filters, Jason H. The batteries for Ali, or Ollie. I don't know what, how you would pronounce it in Europe. Is it Ali or Ollie? Or you have to correct me. Okay, coffee table and a phone book. Yeah, I don't think I can get the angle on this monitor. No. I can't get enough. So I've got, there's a mount on the back of the, way on the back over here. And this is a super wide monitor. It's one of those 21:9 format. It's got a mount on there. I just got to figure out how to get it where I can get it at the right angle. Coffee table and phone book. I like it. Jason, what are you going to do with your drone? You're going to be stunt flying now. Zero Gladiator archetype of the 21st century. Yep. He was fairly badass, I would say. Who else is out there joined in? Welcome to the live stream. We got a few more minutes for questions. Happy to answer anything you got on your mind. Just whatever anybody wants. You know what? I need to put. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go back to Dancing Santa. I'm gonna add in the chat. Over to the right. We're going to add it in. That's good stuff. Just want to get it just right. There we go. So now I can... My brain melted over the audio and still hasn't recovered. I get it, but isn't it going to be better for you, though? Aren't you going to be better because of that? Your brain will heal. That is the best thing about our brains. And, you're going to be, you're going to be doing some better audio. You're going to be doing. Did you find does your wireless have a an input adjust on the or a gain adjust on it? Because it may be one of two things. Your microphone may be too hot going into your transmitter, so you may have to turn the gain down in your transmitter, or it may be the correct level, but it's your output that's too hot going into your G7. G7 has a microphone adjustment in there, so you go in and pull up your audio levels, and I think you have to tap down on that one, and maybe you have to adjust it accordingly. It's a good investment. Personally, I think I annoyed a few of my friends who were DJI GoPro fanboys. Yeah, going even blue bug. Time will tell if I'm an idiot or not. It was literally 10 times less in price. That's, you know, you should have seen the first drone that I had. I had the one that they sell at the Sharper Image in the airport. I don't know. It was like a foam body, and you had to drive it with your iPhone, and you had to do it with like your thumbs. It was so bad. I mean, it also had no satellite capability. In fact, there is, I believe I have a video of it. Don't fly your drone in your greenhouse. Where I was outside, and it doesn't have any satellite positioning, and it's not a high-speed or high-powered drone. So the wind kicked up, it flew and just kind of took off, and I couldn't get it back. Finally, the battery died and it crashed. Oldest. I think that's one of my, oh gosh. All right, so we were briefly chatting about old videos, and so this is the oldest one on my channel.
After a long, hot ride, you need something to quench your thirst. You need something fast and hard-working. Like
that was back when I had hair. And I was...
That's when you should reach for an ice-cold Bud Light. Made with all the goodness Mother Nature can muster, it's a hearty, powerful beer without a heavy, gritty aftertaste. So the next time you head out riding, take flight. Do it right. Drink Mud Light. Everybody drink it right.
It's so bad. That was not what I was trying to go for. I was trying to go for the don't fly your AR drone in the wind. There it goes. AR drone. That was the Parrot AR drone. This is me taking off with my... There goes. Come on back. There goes. It's streaming. Oh, it's so... Oh, yeah. Stream is resuming. I think my internet just died. Died. I think I killed it, showing how badly the drone flies. Yeah, I don't. Okay, we're back. All right, cool. Let's see. This is a professional racing drone, highly versatile, can do loops, just doesn't have the camera focus function. Yeah, okay. Damn, why isn't there just standard numbers? Well, we're at 3 hours. Maybe that was the internet provider just flipping the light switch on and off, telling me it's time to go. That might be. If anybody doesn't have any further questions, then I will sign off on this one. And I hope everybody has a fantastic week or weekend. I will try to live stream at some point along the way. I will be doing some vlogs over the next week. I'll be super busy shooting a couple of different projects at different locations. But hope all of y'all just get out there and go create something. And as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. All right. See y'all.